Hello there and welcome to this video. My name is Southern Trash Native and today we are doing a tier list of all the Spyro levels within the first 3 Spyro games. These are the ones on PS1 and will not go beyond Spyro 3 Year of a Dragon. You've got 80 levels to go with, so I don't really have time to sit around talking, but we will be doing just the levels and the boss levels in the first Spyro game. Anything around that, like boss level, like boss arenas, they will not be included within this tier list. So I think we should just get going. And first one we shall go with is Breeze Builders. Breeze Builders is a solid level. You find this in Spyro 2, and this is the level, I think this will probably be the second or third level, maybe fourth level within Autumn Plains that you would probably go with if you're going in order. And we're going to put this immediately into C tier, because it's not too good, it's not too great, not too bad, you know, it's a solid level, and for things it's going for is it's at night, but it's pretty vibrant, and it has some really interesting level design. They're basically turning on the machines for the Breeze Builders. And while everyone may hate the mission with the minecart to collect all the gears on the track, everyone knows the meme of hey, having trouble with a trolley, eh? No. I always enjoy that. Never had any problems with it. So we will continue from there. That's the C's. I think that's a good starting thing to go on, and I think we should immediately go with its opposite, keeping with Spyro 2, and that is, if I can find it. Where are you, Zephyr? Zephyr. Here it is. Zephyr. Immediately into F tier. Yeah, we go from C tier to F tier just like that. I hate Zephyr. I hate it with a passion. I really do. I like the design of the inhabitants of the world. What the Breeze Builders would call the landlubbers. Or land blubbers, I should say. Landlubbers, there would be pirates. But no, I did not like this level at all. I hate the music. I think is the worst part about it. No. Well, actually, no. I think it's either the second worst, but the worst part is the missions in this level. They are, in my opinion, pretty fucking boring. Like even the best challenge of this level, the one we have to save Juliet at the top of the tower, is just boring in comparison to some of the other challenges you find in Spyro 2, let alone Spyro 3. You know, it's just a crap level. I mean, the only thing, I think the best thing going for it really is the whole military aspect of it. Like you can really tell that these guys, you didn't get it in Breeze Builders, but these guys are in a war with each other. Like, you could definitely see it. It always makes me feel like that these ones are the instigators. But at the same time, it's, I'm guessing we're literally just sort of like they're on the front lines defending their turf, and these guys are more like the engineers sending out the troops, and you find the troops in Zephyr. But overall, no, I didn't like that level. So I think what we should do next is something out of Spyro 2, and I feel like we should go with Spyro 1, I think. Spyro 1, what's a good level to start with Spyro 1? Dry Canyon. Yeah, we'll do Dry Canyon. Dry Canyon, maybe D. No, I'll have C tier, because as much as I hate this second half of this level, I think it is a pretty solid level overall. And I do like the idea that there is a separate area sort of to the side where a lot of treasure is, and a dragon. You don't necessarily feel Like, you see how dry it is, but I don't think, like with the first game, you don't really get to see how sort of hot the level can seem. In my opinion, at least with this level. There are some levels in Spyro 1 that do it a little bit better, but this one, not so much. Well, I do like the aspect of the water being purple, keeping in the same sort of theme as, keeping in the same theme as the Peacekeepers overworld. Oh, that's another thing. Overworlds will not be included in this tier list. I'll be doing that in a separate tier list, along with the boss arenas. Might include that in the same video. Who knows? But yeah, no. C tier is a good place for that. I think we should keep that there and move along. I think we should move along to Spyro 3 now. And I feel we should do our first Speedway. And we're going to do Honey Speedway, yes. E tier. This is easily my least favourite. This is my least favourite Speedway. I hate this. It's just too... in terms of the colour spectrum, I hate really dark greens like this green here. Makes everything seem gloomy and whatnot. I have the same problem with a couple of the Beastmaker worlds of being overly gloomy, but then again, that makes sense because they're in a swamp. Honey Speedway, as far as I'm aware, does not exist within a swamp, and even with one of the levels here, in the same game, this one here. This isn't a swamp, but it's a lot more vibrant in my opinion. Has a bit more colour to it. This just makes it look like shit. It really does. I mean, if it was really like this is all supposed to be like beehives and shit like that. If it's really supposed to be like that, I'd have it in the daytime. Like some people might say, oh, it might be, you know, make it look like Country Speedway. Or make it look similar to that, but I'd much prefer that than what we got here. Also, the secret mission with Hunter, easily the worst one, because all you're doing is literally just running away from a UFO in a fucking rowboat, essentially, without even the oars. You're literally just using the current of the Honey River to take you along and avoid rocks and logs and shit like that. When compared to the others, where you're actively either chasing down UFOs or actively blowing them up, you know, it just seems like a weird sort of turn here. And also, you have to come back with this depending on how long you take with this getting to this level, because partway through Evening Lake, as we all know for the people who've played it, Hunter gets fucking kidnapped. So you have to come back after defeating Scorch. So to do that mission properly. So then again, it's also probably a blessing in disguise getting this one out of the way early. But hey ho. Anyway, moving along, we shall keep with we'll keep with Spyro 3. I think we're going to do a really good contrast here. We're going to go with the Fireworks Factory. S tier, easily. Easily one of my favourite levels within the entire of the original Spyro trilogy. Honestly, one of my favourites. I love the coloration of it. I love how vibrant everything is. I love the Asianness of it, if that's even a word. The Oriental feel, that's the word, to the level. I love the challenges. I love that you've got repeating characters from Spyro 2 in this one, Hansel and Gretel. And you get to see that that they're actually agents. You know, they can hold their own. You don't have to hold their hand, and that's a rarity in Spyro games. You know, if the enemies don't outright ignore the inhabitants of the world, they basically like kicking the shit out of them or whatever. And you have to go and save them. Hansel and Gretel, however, nah. The first thing you see is Gretel basically. Just doing a judo throw on a orc about like 12 times her size. So yeah, and there's no shortage of challenges in this level. You know, there's quite a few, and You have to also come back to it, which is, you know, is a great way. It is great coming back to it for an Agent 9 mission, which is admittedly not one of his better ones, but I enjoyed that one. But yeah, we can easily see why this world was basically the poster child of Spyro 3. But anyway, moving on. We've still got a lot to go. Maybe a bit more off I can chew, but hey ho. I think we should go back to Spyro 2, and I think we're going to do Metropolis. This one's not going to go too far down. I think B or A. I'll go B. Yeah, B. I enjoy Metropolis. I do. But it fails itself because of the. Excuse me. It fails itself because of the Ox boss, but the Ox mini boss. I really don't like it in the original with the worst controls, because if you reignite your trilogy, it's not too bad, I feel, doing that boss, because you can get into a sort of rhythm. In the originals, where you kind of had to use the D-pad to move around, I mean, I had to, I don't know if anyone else had to me, it just seemed off. I couldn't get into the same rhythm, and it just seemed sort of wonky. And I swear that in the original, the Ox did things faster, did bombs faster. But oh well. But that's only one bad spec on an otherwise good level. I like the ending of it as well. You know, it literally the inventor droid has invented a double power up for you to use, which you, funny enough, will use the same one in this level to kill the you do really kill the twin dragons in that level. But in this one you're just shooting down UFOs because UFO sheep, they don't deserve a life apparently. And also I love the little joke they had in this level on basically just budget cuts and having to give something a good whack for it to work again. But yeah, right, anyway, that's done. So what's next? I'm going to do Horrorcoast. Horrorcoast is another good one. This one I feel is also in the B character thing for me. It's probably I think my third favourite in the Summer Forest overworld. I love this level. I mean, it's gloomy, fine, but at the same time, there's still quite a bit of colour to the level. And I love the enemies of this level. It's just some big dudes with gear helmets, and these purple dudes that want to steal bulbs, and the big dudes like to make robots and wave them goodbye like they're going to work or going to school or some shit like that. It is actually really endearing if you like big stupid Homer Simpson looking characters. But anyway, fun fact. The Electro Trolls in this level, which are the inhabitants of Horrorcoast, are voiced by the same person who voiced SpongeBob. Yeah, you get for the people who were similar age to me and grew up with these games. Yeah, you had SpongeBob in your life even at that point. Yes, and the challenges are okay. They're not overly spectacular. One's just basically a big sort of platforming challenge, and the other one is just a really irritating putting things back in where they belong sort of challenge. The Reignite trilogy did that one better, I think, because you don't have to wait for the gear grinders, quote unquote, to actively grab them before you can take them out, because you have to kill, defeat, whichever, all 10 of them before you can complete the challenge. And if you have to wait around for them, it can be a little bit annoying. But in the Reignited trilogy, you can get into a rhythm where you basically kill them within under 5 minutes, so speeds up the timing of that level. But anyway, what's next? Glimmer. Easily S tier. The first level you find in Spyro 2, and this this level holds a special place in my heart because of the whole reason why I got Spyro 2. You remember back in the day, well, people who are my age and older, you'd basically, like, you'd only have, like, maybe, like, a handful of games, you know, or even less than that, you know. Like, I personally would basically, like, if I wanted to play a different game, I'd get out a demo disc when they used to have demo discs, and basically play that for my allotted time on the console. I used to really just sort of use those demos for everything they were worth back in the day, and I asked my mother for another game at Christmas. I actually asked for Crash Bandicoot for Christmas, the first one, because I got the second one first, and this was like somewhere like April, March, the May possibly. And I said, "Can I get that for Christmas, Mum?" And she goes, "Well, maybe." I said, "We'll see what happens." And I go, "Thanks, Mum." And that's basically, you know, your lot, essentially. But it was before Christmas that my mum came to me and said, I couldn't get you Crash Bandicoot, but I could get you this. And she gives me Spyro 2, which I had no idea it was out at the time. And I was just blown away by Glimmer. I was blown away by everything, like how good it looks. And even today, I go and play Glimmer, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a brilliant first level to really introduce the second Spyro, because like I feel like they polished that one up the most from the first game. And oh my god, like, challenge-wise, there's really nothing. You know, kill some lizards and turn some lamps on, but you know. It's the first level of Spyro 2, and it really just holds a special place in my heart because of that. You know, you could probably go, "Oh, that's, you know, you got the nostalgia glasses on," but hey, this whole thing is nostalgia, so whatever. So what is next? What should we do next? Should we do Spyro 1? Yeah, let's do Spyro 1. I don't think. Yeah, we've only got one Spyro 1 level there. Yes, well, I think we should do a few more of those. Well, yeah, treetops. Treetops. I put it in D because I don't feel it should go any higher for me personally. I will say this is not due to the challenge of it. I just don't like the level as a whole. You know, Beastmakers is probably one of my least favourite in overworlds, in all the overworlds in all the Spyro games. I feel it's just too drab, too dull, too like icky, essentially. That's the first time I've used icky since I was like 8 years old. But yeah, no, I didn't like it. The challenge was good. I liked the whole challenge of it. You know, using multiple super dash ramps just to get everywhere and get into that one elusive fucking dragon that Spyro even like calls him out on, and just like, "Couldn't you find a better way to get frozen? A better place to get frozen, you asshole?" That's not exactly what he says, but you know, we all know what he was thinking. But yeah, no. Again, it has the same problem. I don't like the lighting. Same problem as this, I should say. I don't like the lighting. Don't like it. Ugh. It's too blech for me. But yeah, next level we should rate. I'll do a flight level, I think, and I think the best flight level to go from there would probably be Metro Speedway. Oh no, it's not a flight level, it's technically a speedway, but they're basically the same thing. Metro Speedway I'll place in C because I'm not a big fan of Metro Speedway. I mean, I like the sort of like Batman-ish sort of aesthetic to it, but I don't know. I never really look forward to doing this one. I mean, I love flight and speedways in general, but this one that one, Honey Speedway, and Canyon Speedway. That's something I'll do that one next. Canyon Speedway. Those are the three I never really look forward to ever doing. I think it's mainly due to the mission, the secret mission in this Speedway. It's too, you know, you have to catch the stolen gems from cat burglars after Hunter shoots them down with a laser pistol. And I just feel like, can't I just flame them and then he catch them? Because I'd rather that be the other way around, then I'd probably like enjoy it a bit more, but no. But hey ho, what are you going to do? And like I said, we're going to do Canyon Speedway next, if I can find it. Here it is. This one goes into D. Yeah. I was going to put it in E, but I feel E is a little too harsh for it, in my opinion. I'll leave it in D. Canyon Speedway, like I said, is another one I never really like looked forward to. But at least with this one, I do like the idea that that basically the water is actually lava. You know, you're not going to just go in and go, oh gosh darn it, I hit the water again, I gotta start over. You know, you actually hit it and you're like, oh fuck. You know, it's lava. Either Spyro is dead or he's got third degree burns on the bottom of his feet. But yeah, and I also kind of like the mission in this, the secret mission in this is basically just like a on-rail shooter section shooting balloons. Kind of feels like Bloons Tower Defense a little bit, but you know, but this was like before, like the real, like before the internet really took off. There was no Bloons Tower Defense. I don't even think there was even like balloons at that point. If people remember what balloons is. Oh god. Yes. So, shall we do one more flight Speedway level? Yeah, and we'll make it a flight level this time, and I think this one is a good idea. So, yeah, put it in B. Yeah, Sunny Flight is basically the first. If you know what you're doing, it's the first flight level you will experience, and what a flight level it is! I love it. I think my favourite things to destroy in these flight Speedway levels is the trains, because you're actively blowing up trains. I mean, what's not to love? But I also love how bright it is. How it's sunny. You know, it's lovely. Lots of like blues and like greens and everything. I love it. Also the fact that actually I just noticed a lot of flight. Let me have a look a second. Because all these flight levels have crystals in them. I'm just wondering if all of them have them. Yeah, that one's got crystals in. Okay, so this one's probably the one that doesn't have crystals in. This one here. But anyway, yeah, a lot of these have crystals in, and I do like that aspect. It kind of makes me feel that the gems are sort of like cut from the crystals, but you know, excuse me. But yeah, good. It's a good first flight level, and if you don't ever like get this, if you ever find it, you end up going later on. You go to the Magic Crafters world, which is the third overworld, one before Beastmakers. That's it. And one of the dragons there will give you the hint, just sort of like, "Hey Spyro, go back to the Artisan world. There's a secret world behind the waterfall. And the secret is to jump on the stones." Or maybe it's not that on the nose, but it basically tells you stones and the waterfall in the Artisan world. But you know, so just in case you never ever miss it, because you do need to get 100% to get to the final secret level at the end. Next one. I thought we'll take a break from flight and Speedway levels, and I think we should do Dark Hollow. Oh man. Dark Hollow, definitely, yes. Dark Hollow, right. Best way I can describe Dark Hollow to me, in terms of me, with levels is, have you ever looked at a game from your childhood, or like a nostalgic game that you have played, that resonates with you, and you look at it, and you immediately look at the box art, and you immediately think of one particular level, and just one level you always think about? Dark Horror's like that with me with the original Spyro. It's the second world. If you're doing them in order, it'd be the second world you go to in the Artisan's home world, and it is honestly my favourite. I don't know. No, yeah, it's my favourite level in the first Spyro game, because wow, it's a short level. There's not much in it, but I love the design of it. I love how dark, but how bright. Yeah, how bright everything looks, but at the same time, there's still enough. There's still room to illuminate some areas like you visited at nighttime. I don't know. I have a thing for nighttime things and whatnot. I also love there's like an underbit that I never really got until the Reignited trilogy came out. Then I realised it's basically a library down there. And to me, it's just sort of like, now that that's in there, I can kind of envision myself like grabbing a book and just sitting here and just reading it, or like over here or next to the fires that you find down there somewhere, and just reading a book. Like it's sort of like, it kind of looks like a warm summer's evening as well. Yeah, it seems like that to me. Also, I love how the big Malks in this level have giant turkey legs to fight you with, but yeah, lovely level. Great, it resonates a lot with me, and we should move on. I think we should do one before it. Yeah, this one I'm gonna put in A. This one is also a nostalgic level, probably for a lot of people who play the first one, because basically this would be the first level that you play, because it'd be immediately to your right where you start, and when you free Nestor, which is the first dragon, if you didn't guess. Yeah, this is Stone Hill, and a lot of people would probably hear the music before anything else, but to me, when it comes to this level at least, but to me this level is, in terms of music, is less superior than it's less better. Use your words, Chris. This one is superior music-wise to this one, because at least with this one, I can never get tired of this level's music. This one will start to grate on me for a little after a little while, but it's still a nostalgic level to me, and it's still iconic. Probably, if there's one thing at the beginning of Spyro 3, I'd imagine this is the area where the dragons are. This is probably some unseen area in Stone Hill, used as a backdrop for the dragon worlds. But yeah, the thing is, this is also the first level you actually see or encounter a thief as well. Yeah, they introduced the thieves in this level with the dragon eggs. Yeah, great level. We're gonna move away from Spyro 1, go to Spyro 2, I think. Yeah, Colossus, why not? Colossus, we put that in B. Colossus is a great level as well. Probably the third? Yeah, third. Probably the third level. The second or third, depending on how you order things, because you can either go to that one or Idle Springs. And if you're doing it to be efficient, you go to Colossus first to get the gems you need to get the swimming. Otherwise, if you're doing it 100%, you'd have to go back to Idle Springs afterwards. But anyway, I love this level a lot because it does feel like you're on the top of the mountain, with the monks that live in solidarity with the wildlife that strangely wants to kill everything. But funny thing is, these are very peaceful monks, but they love hockey. One of the most violent sports there is. We find ice hockey to be a very peaceful sport. Yeah, this is very peaceful as I beat the shit out of my opponent. You even do that when you're doing the mission. For the second round, we actually have an opponent one-on-one. If there's anyone who's played this game worth the salt, they would flame the shit out of that Yeti straight away, or that bear, or whatever the fuck he is. Excuse me. But yeah, it's a great level either way. Oh, and there's also that one mission with the professor. Probably my favourite probably my favourite challenge in this level. Having to go back to all like the idols, the statues that you thought would just be a sort of like a backdrop. It's like doesn't mean anything, but yeah, no, you have to like go with and flame all 10 of them just to get rid of an evil spirit and get an orb from the professor, because he's getting them in the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, no, it's a great level. It is a great level, and I think if I can find it, here it is. Idle Springs, same boat in B as well. Because while I like I like Colossus over Idle Springs, at least Idle Springs has a great like multi-layered puzzle challenge with this, because it's like comes in 3 things. You got to like turn all the first of all, like after you get the swimming ability and go underneath, go through the lake into a little cave bit. You've got to first turn all the boxes yellow, which took me upwards of nearly 30 minutes when I was younger, until I realised when I was older, oh, I just jump on these 4 boxes and it's done. Do that first, then you meet him outside in the where you start, essentially. Go to the left, and then you feed the giant idol with blue and yellow fish, which again took me about 20 minutes when I was younger, because I never got the idea that you shouldn't give him red fish. But you know, I was a kid. I didn't quite grasp things as some people would, who were a little bit older than me. And then the third one was probably my, the favourite one, because it's just basically simple as, just hit them and do jump on the coloured stones in order. And yeah, that was simple enough. I just basically guessed them until they were correct. Trial and error is probably how I did most challenges back in the day. But yeah, the rest of the level is not too... It's nothing really to write home about. I mean, this area where you're standing is like a little side area. Well, the picture is showing you where we're standing. It's like a little side area where you basically got to supercharge into these little idle things with the hula girls standing on top, and you got to do them all in like one row to destroy a special idol who's keeping their dance instructor hostage, apparently. Oh yeah, the whole thing about this level is that the idols came to life and just like stole their food, and is basically a whole war and attrition. Starved the enemy out apparently, and they locked him out of their temples and whatnot. And I do like the idea. That to begin with a level, like the idols are coming to life, and this guy gets the bright idea to like make a hula girl. That guy was basically thinking with portals at that point, but yeah, it didn't work. Bless him. Yeah, I'd probably get depressed if that didn't happen. Like even the wooden, even the wooden hula girl I'd made wouldn't come to life to kiss me. God damn it. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, Sparks levels. Yeah, if you don't, yeah, Sparks levels were introduced into Spyro 3. I mean, but Sparks was really not giving wasn't really even giving a great foot, giving a great introduction. I fucking get my words out today. A great introduction into the series as an actual like sentient fucking life form. Until Spyro 3, where they actually referred to him as no, not Spyro 3, sorry, Spyro 2, I should say. He is actually a sentient life form and is actually, there to do things rather than just like a little health indicator. And the third one, they even gave him his own missions. And this particular one, I will put in C. Because this is probably one of the better ones. This is the third one. I think. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. because the second one's Spider Town, that's the one, and this one's in the sea. I have completely forgotten what this one is called, but it's basically Sparks level in the sea. You know, it's probably like sort of sea shoal or something like that. But yeah, you gotta go for it's basically a top-down thing, top-down shooter, and if anyone loves that sort of concept like I do, it's a great thing. I used to love these fucking levels when I was younger as well. Not so much this when I was younger. I appreciated this more when I was in my 20s. So, but yeah, this one stays in C because it's one of the better levels and it's great. Unlike this one goes straight into D. This is the first one you get in the Sparks levels. It's the Crawdad Farm, and I had no idea what a crawdad was when in my youth until I grew up a little bit, and then I was shown what a crawdad actually is. So yeah, basically same thing, just a little bit easier than this one, and yeah, it's the same thing again. Kill the boss at the end, get an egg. Simple as that. What's next? I think we should do the first boss level. Yeah, I think we should do the first boss level. And I think a great start to that sort of trend would be, if I can find it. Well, it's not the one I was going to go for, but Jax is probably a good one. Jax would probably be D. Yeah, D. We'll leave it in D. Because as much as I like the whole idea around it, I have no idea what the enemies are supposed to be. They just look like the servants of eldritch horrors. Maybe that's what they were going for, like they're nightmares or something, because this world is basically exists in the Dreamweaver's world, which is the overworld in the first game before Nasty's world. But yeah, Jax is a good boss as well. All you have to do is pretty much chase him. He looks like the king of the fools. And if you don't know what the fools are like immortal enemies within that exist solely within the Dreamweaver's overworld and the Dreamweaver's worlds that they exist in. And basically, they can't die, but if you hit them, they either like turn into a lantern, which you see in Dark Passage, or most commonly they turn into basically a ticking clock. And the falls in this level like raise pillars so you can get across the level and whatnot. And Jax just seems like a Jack-a-box king of the falls, which makes me wonder how he's defeated in the end. But hey ho. But yeah, there's not much more to say about that. It's a good level, and we should just move on to the next one. So I've actually found the level that I was looking for, and this is Dr. Shemp's level. I think it's Dr. Shemp. Yeah, it's Dr. Shemp. And this one goes a little bit higher into B, in my opinion. He's my second favourite boss in the entire in that first game. When I was younger, the dragon before, because there's a dragon before every boss, and I like this one. I like the Jax one because it's basically a wise man once told me to always be aware of flying boxes. So yeah. But in Shemp, Dr. Shemp, he's the dragon's like, oh, thank God you freed me. You have no idea what this guy's like. I'm this, I'm that, I'm good at this, good at that, blah blah blah. Oh, it's so full of himself. And then next line he says is, but he should watch his back. But when I was younger, I thought he said, but he should wash his back. And I was just like confused because I'm just thinking, what is this guy's back supposed to be dirty? What? I mean, I got the hint, like flame his back because that's the only unarmored area. But I was just so confused until I was older and I realised, oh, he's saying watch, and now I feel pretty stupid, and now I've revealed it to a whole YouTube audience and probably think I'm stupid. But hey ho. Yeah, it's like a 3-phase boss fight, you know. You hit him 3 times, he's done, like in most of the bosses in the first game. And yeah, strangely, well, actually, no, there wasn't any. The only boss Nork was Nasty Nork himself, but it was never established what he was, what Dr. Shemp was, or any like, of the women. I have no idea what they are. It was never established. Although I do like the suicide sort of witch doctors guys. Literally get slapped to the back of the head and then start screaming towards you. You know, I'd fucking turn around and run away at that point. But hey ho. Yeah, second boss in the entire game, and Peacekeeper as well. Kind of makes me wonder how the Peacekeepers actually, you know, lost to him. You know, kind of lost their entire thing to them, in a sense. Actually, now I know the reason why. Is because they were frozen in crystal. Yeah, that'll do it. God, I'm an idiot. But hey ho. So we're going for Spyro 1. We've done a little bit of Spyro 2. We've done a couple of Spyro 3. But fuck it, we're going to go Spyro 3 again anyway. I think the next thing for Spyro 3 we should do is not a Speedway level. I'm not going to do. I'll leave that for just for a moment. And I think Spooky Swamp. Spooky Swamp. This one goes into C. It would go lower if it wasn't for the mini-boss in this. The mini-boss I feel so sorry for. It's like the only like Spyro boss I feel sorry for. If someone like kicked my door down at like 2 in the morning and demanded that I fight him, and I was sort of kind of awake anyway because someone lit all the fucking tea lamps. You know, I'd be fucking pissed as well. I'd be chucking bombs and shit, and like summoning like swamp gators at people. But hey ho, I guess I'm an arsehole when I play as Spyro. But hey ho, it unfortunately doesn't go any higher though. Great boss as the Sleepy Wizard is. I did not like the other one as you play as Sheila. Because if you didn't know, and how didn't you know if you didn't, Spyro 3 you got to play as different characters. There's like one unlockable character in each of the overworlds, and there's 4 overworlds, so you get 4 unlockable characters. And first one was Sheila the kangaroo, and I think this is the only one where the challenge isn't good, because it's basically an escort mission, and escort missions are never good, especially when the people you're escorting are fucking blind and they're carrying bombs. But hey ho, but yeah. Also, I do like the idea that you can't just simply swim across places. There's piranhas. You know, I think this is like the only level they do that shit in, and they never do it again. And I wish they did with more levels than then just making it, oh, this is like acid, or this is lava, or whatever. But yeah, so we can move on. I think we should do. I think this is Icy Peak. And I know what world it is. I know what level it is. I just don't know what what it's actually called. And this one goes into B as well. It would be an A if it didn't have a escort mission in. I really do enjoy this level. If there's one thing I enjoy in Spyro, is well, there's 2 things I enjoy in Spyro. Is really hot, sunny levels and really cold-looking levels. But I especially like them when both of them are bright. And this one looks very cold, and you can tell that you are on top of a mountain or some shit. But it's also very bright, so it makes everything look beautiful, and I love it for that. I absolutely adore it for that. And also the cannons work differently in this level, like plasma cannons almost, and they never work that way again. But yeah, also the polar bears in this level, the inhabitants, they're basically Canadians. Which makes sense, right? But yeah, I think there's only 2 missions in this game, in this level. Yeah, there's only 2. Yeah, because you get 2 eggs from one of the from one mission. That's right. Where it's basically one of the few missions in this game where there's no one on the other side to basically greet you, and you have to find the gate to get to it first anyway. And when you get through there, it's basically these super speed, these supercharged power-ups on the floor, and you're basically chasing down really fast thieves, which is a good idea. And there's also an escort mission, but it's done slightly differently. You basically have to protect a ice dancer from hockey players. See that, Colossus? You know, I wonder if Colossus like treat these Rhinox as peaceful as well, but whatever. Speaking of chasing down thieves with super speed power-ups, excuse me, I feel we should do. This is not called Tiki Lodge. They go on about this with this one, but this is Molten Crater. And I feel Molten Crater should go in A. I love this level a lot. I love the inhabitants. They're so kooky and fun. I love the idea of these sort of like tiki statues going on about going to the Tiki Lodge. Best Pirates impression. But anyway, yeah, this is it's a fairly short level, I'd say, but it's an enjoyable one at the same time. I don't know whether or not you actually enter the Tiki Lodge, but I have a feeling that you do with Sergeant Bird, which is another character you meet later on. Sergeant Bird is my actual favourite other character you play as in the third one. But yeah, anyway, there's that one. Yeah, and there's only one other mission when you're literally, like I said, chasing down fast thieves, and yeah, that one's like less, you know. This one, there's a dude on the other side, like a statue dude, like showing you what to do, and then this one later on, you know, you expected, okay, you've done this level, so you got to do this one yourself. But yeah, it's enjoyable either way, and I love the whole aspect of it, despite the fact it's a bit gloomy at the top, but I only imagine that because of the fact that it looks like it's either on a volcano or near a volcano. But anyway, a little sippy sip. And next. Speaking of really sunny levels, as I was earlier, we'll go with Sunny Beach into S. Second favourite in Summer Forest. The first one obviously being Glimmer. I love this level so much. I love the intro to it, and I love the whole idea. Love the whole idea of saving turtles at the beach. I love beaches anyway, and I love how bright and everything is. I also like the idea that there are intelligent anthropomorphic turtles, and then there are stupid turtles that are basically cows. But yeah, there's 2 side missions in this level, and one is basically opening boxes with a super flame power up. Always good to have a super flame power up. And the other one is basically saving baby turtles from being eaten by a bird. Who's got a bird cook who wants to turn them into soup. And that one's always enjoyable. I feel like the Reignited trilogy is better though because of the oh no, I don't know actually. Because the camera angle is better in the original Spyro, but the controls are better in Reignited trilogy, so I guess you're like trading places there, but whatever. It's a good level nonetheless. I think we'll keep it in Summer Forest and we'll go with Aquaria Towers. Aquaria Towers will go with C. Yeah, C is a good place to put it. Because it's an underwater level, but it's not bad in terms of like Spyro underwater levels are never bad in my opinion, because the controls for underwater are significantly better than a lot of other games of its genre. Even Crash had worse had worse underwater levels in my opinion, but whatever. Yeah, this one is not... It's good, but it's not too interesting. It only really gets interesting when you sort of leave this the buildings, the building that you're in. You go outside, you actually get to see like what their world kind of looks like in one respect. You kind of actually could see them going up through the same way you do. But in terms of challenges, there's not really... I can only think of... No, there's only 2 in this level. There's basically helping the king save his children, and then there's helping Hunter with his dumbass manta ray. But you know, it's enjoyable. It's also like restoring the world to like its former glory and whatnot. And funny enough, same enemies more or less as Sunny Beach. So I'm wondering like if they're like connected in some way geographically. But yeah, this one actually, like, Aquaria Towers actually kind of like gave me the creeps when I was younger, because I have a fear of deep water, and yeah, just seeing that endless blue kind of gave me like the goosebumps when I was younger. But hey ho, it's only a video game; it's never gonna hurt you. It's not as if like you know go outside of into Aquaria Tower, see the deep blue, and then immediately my room is just got fucking flooded. But yeah, anyway, small contrast. I think we should do a Speedway level, and I think we'll do the first Speedway level from Spyro 2, and this one also goes in C. This is a good introduction to the Speedways and how Spyro 2 and 3 will do them. And you know, it's a great first level. Like even the secret mission for the Speedway. Sorry, I can't remember what this Speedway is called. Like Ocean Speedway, I think it's called Ocean Speedway. But yeah, like Ocean Speedway is a really good introduction to what we can expect for basically from then on. The secret mission is basically just following Hunter, going through everything, making sure that you don't like kill yourself, essentially. But yeah, yeah, it's you know, it's basically what it is. It is what it is. And while we're on that, I think we should wait a minute. I don't think we've done. I talked about the other characters in the game earlier, but I haven't done one of their levels yet, have I? Here we go. Yeah, well, we'll do that now. This is Sheila's world. Like Sheila's peak, I think. But yeah, it's Sheila's world, and this is a really solid like first level. So that one goes into B. I would put it higher, but it's just, you know, I can't justify it, basically. Get to play Sheila the Kangaroo, probably my second favourite. I don't know, second or third, because I don't know whether or not I should rate Agent 9 about like a second or third or not. But yeah, yeah, it's basically straightforward. You got to help 3 billy goats get back to their houses, and stop them from being murdered by some overly stereotypically German Rhinox. Which begs the question that the billy goats are also German. Why are they being attacked by? Unless the Rhinox aren't actually German, they're trying to fit in with Germans, but basically makes them look like Raiden from Revengeance with the sombrero and the whatever it is that goes over your shoulders. But yeah, like it's there is no sort of like extra missions in this level. It's basically, you know, there is like a hidden egg or two in this level, but it's basically just getting getting your friends back to their huts. So yeah. And while we're on that trend, just to get half of them done at least, I think we should do Sergeant Bird's base. And this one goes in A. I love this level. I love it to pieces. I can't justify it putting as high as like these 4 though. despite the fact you're playing as quite possibly the best character in that game, other than Spyro. Yeah, it's a pretty long level actually, and you're basically exploring literally like nearly every nook and cranny of Sergeant Bird's base, and you get to see where his platoon is, what his platoon is, because basically Sergeant Bird is a British penguin that holds the military rank of sergeant. He even introduces himself as such as like Sergeant Bird 0068, awaiting your orders, sir. Which, by the way, I do love that his military sort of like number is 0068, I think, which is basically like, oh, but my name is my military name is 00 between 6 and 8. God, I'm making. I guess his name is James Bird as well. I mean, come on, he's like. Yeah, you're really piling on the James Bond references here, but hey ho, and you're basically running a platoon of French hummingbirds, which are not helping the whole stigma of the cheese-eating surrender monkeys when they're basically just, the situation is this. Yesterday, the Rhinos attacked at 1900 hours and we lost the base at 1915. And it's just like, great, yeah, amazing. Sounds like you didn't actually put up a fight of fucking all. So yeah, there's a side mission in this game. In this level, where you actually have to save your platoon members from the cages that they've been put in. But it's mainly just getting to the end and just basically retaking your base from the Rhinox that never seem to disappear. So yeah. But anyway, next level. I think we should do another boss level from Spyro 1, and I think Nasty Nork is a great one, and I feel that Nasty Nork should go in B. I would put it in A. No, I hesitate to put it in A, mainly because of the fact that the Nasty Nork boss fight is just a tiny bit lackluster in my opinion. If you're doing it properly, you will never be hit by Nasty Nork at all. Whereas I seem to remember like getting hit once or twice by Dr. Shemp when I was younger and in my 20s. But Nasty Nork never actually got to hit me. He did more running away from me than he did than actual fighting. But the level itself, it looks good. It honestly looks like one of those moments where you know that the people made the level and go, now we make someone who fits in this world. You know, or an entire race of creatures that exist around technology that isn't human. But yeah, I also find it weird that that Norks cover and use technology, but their leader uses a mace staff to turn people into crystal. I kind of wonder if he stole dragon magic to do that, but you know, like the sorceress does. Hey, maybe they would have got along just fine, them two. But yeah, anyway, if you don't get him up this point, I think it is this bit here, because he'll go up here. He run around here, then he comes up here, then he stands here. But you get the opportunity to flame him, so that he jumps down a secret passage down here. You've got to follow him. But if you're not quick enough, he'll start running again. And in the Reignited trilogy, there's an achievement that if you make him do 5 laps, you get an well, not achievement, it's PS4, a trophy. Achievements on Xbox, which this game is also on. But anyway, yeah, you basically just saying that he's a fat ass and he needs to do some workouts. But I do like the idea of just this orc is dying tired. As dark as that sounds, but yeah. It's a good Spyro 1 boss. But yeah, yeah, there's not much more to say on that one. Other than, let's move on. Excuse me. To possibly another boss level, if I can find it. Yeah, we'll do Toasty. Why not Toasty? Toasty going A. I can justify this one definitely because I love Toasty. I love the look at it. I love the music. I love the lighting and everything, and I love the challenge of just the basic, like the basic dogs in this level are more difficult than the boss itself, and I find that utterly hilarious because you have to double flame the dogs, and you flame them once, they will try and squish you. And in the Reignited trilogy, they fucking track you. You know, you really have to sort of run backwards or really try and double flame them. But back in these games, double flaming was a lot harder than it is in the Reignited trilogy. Because in the Reignited trilogy, you have your fire rate, you know, the fire rate is a lot quicker. Unlike this game, where it's basically, you know, a little bit slower, so you could they could basically iframe through it and get you. But yeah, Toasty himself is just basically a sheep that's just had enough with being abused by dragons and decides to cosplay as the, like, I don't know, like the Grim Reaper of scarecrows, I guess. I did like the design of it, and I did like the idea that Toasty he's just pissed. He's just like an old pissed off sheep. Kind of makes me think if like the other sheep had denounced him because of that, but whatever. What is next? I wonder. What is next? I think Blowhard. Get that one out of the way. Blowhard in F. I don't like Blowhard as a boss. I don't like his level. I just find it very boring. And well, okay, there's one aspect of Blowhard I do like. I do like the idea he's basically eyes and nose and a couple of stubby arms and a fucking whirlwind. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. And then like his basic mobs are more challenging than he is. Apart from the fact that like you have to jump up and hit him at one point to stop him from summoning a storm cloud over your head. But yeah, this is kind of a crappy level, and I never really look forward to it. In fact, I don't really look forward to much of the Magic Crafters at all. But at least like I do like some of the levels, whereas in the Beastmakers worlds, I only like one of their levels, which is this one. Which is Metalhead, and he goes into B. He's a much better boss than Blowhard, in my opinion, and it's the best level because it's short, it's gloomy as fuck, but it makes sense because this dude's like a fucking 12-foot robot. I thought it was a mech when I first saw it. I thought there was like one of those like gorillas inside of him, but no, he's just a full-on robot with a mohawk, which is badass. And you defeat him by basically cutting off his power supply, which makes a lot of sense because you can't physically destroy Metalhead. If it wasn't for the fact that he had to like power up with those electric rods, he'd have, you know, Spyro would have no chance to defeat him. He'd have to have the help of one of those fairies at the beginning of it, which you never find in these. I think you only ever find. Yeah. You only ever find them in the Magic Crafters and the Dreamweavers worlds, which would make sense because they both use magic, but whatever. Yeah, so yeah, what much more I can say. So we'll continue on, and yeah, we've condensed it down a little bit. I think we have got like 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. 6, 7, 8. We're down to 48. Well, not even halfway done yet. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we'll speed this along a little bit, I think. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night. It is currently 25 past midnight where I am right now, and I've got work and in about 12 hours, so I gotta get moving. Actually, no, about 14 hours, but I gotta get moving and get some sleep at some point. So I think we should do one of the like the final level of Spyro 1, the first like bonus level. We'll put it in B because there's really not much to say about this level apart from the fact that according to the lore, this world is apparently one of like the home worlds of the thieves, and which makes a lot of sense because if I was Nasty Nork, I would definitely have thieves look after my stash of treasure. Definitely, there begs no questions on this at all. But yeah, anyway. What else can I say about this level? You're literally just collecting a whole like you killed Nasty Nork and now you're robbing him blind essentially. But can you really can you really rob a dead Nork? I don't know. Can you? But yeah. One thing I do like about this level is you have permanent flying in this level. It kind of made me think, because of how the fly levels are explained to you, or the flight levels are explained to you in Spyro 1. For every one you do, it's basically like a flying lesson. That's how they do it. Like these worlds are how it was where young dragons go to fly. And I got the impression that this level was basically Spyro had like learned how to fly properly, and like he can fly permanently now. But obviously that's not the case when you go to Spyro 2. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Enchanted Towers, why not? Excuse me. Enchanted Towers. Enchanted Towers, I feel, should go into the D category, because if it wasn't for the skateboarding bit of this level, it would definitely be E or F. I don't like Enchanted Towers. Oh, and the fact that it's got you can change over to Sergeant Bird and complete this level, the level his way, which doesn't qualify it being C at all, but in my opinion. But yeah, but like the design-wise, it's pretty cool. I love this skybox and whatnot, but the whole layout of the level, I just don't like this level at all. I don't really like it. It's way too big in my opinion, and it's like it's a bit overly complicated for a level that really it's not. I expect the sort of complicity of this level for a game, like for a level that is basically the poster child of the game, essentially, like this one here with Fireworks Factory. But this one really is not. And also the whole thing about it is basically you're helping. You're trying to get to one end for the other, and then the inhabitants of the world is basically just sort of like, oh, I'm going to complete my art piece. I'm going to blow up this giant statue of the sorceress who said that she looked too ugly. But yeah, but when you do that, I feel like when the rockets hit the statue, the people behind it turn the volume up way too much for the explosions. It just sounds like it's like just this huge boom every time you hit it, whereas in other ones it's not really like much of a big bang or anything, or at least it makes sense in terms of the volume and whatnot. But yeah, no, easily the best part about this level is the skateboarding park. That is the best part of this level, because not only do you is there a lot of treasure there, and not only do you get to do some better moves and whatnot, and have the actual space to do them, like unlike this level, I forget what it's called, like the Roman Plaza or whatever it's called. Sunny Villa, I think it's called. But yeah, also, you have the space to actually, do the tricks and whatnot, and you get to challenge. Hunter, and it is definitely possible to basically do the nasty knock. A lot of people have tried, and it is definitely possible. Just look it up on YouTube. I just never have done it myself. But anyway, let's continue on to. I forget what this level is called. Robotica Farms. That's it. Robotica Farms goes in E. I would go in F if it wasn't for the fact that the people will get robots. But yeah, I do not like Robotica Farms. I'm not really a fan of farmy levels. You know, farmy levels are not exactly my cup of tea. And yeah, there's a couple of side missions in this area. There's like 2, and neither of them are good. One is basically just being a glorified scarecrow, and the other one is admittedly a better speed, what do you call it, supercharge challenge than some of the others. But it's like, in my opinion, it's just like a little too easy compared to this level here later on. But yeah, anyway, we'll forget about that level completely. It's like this one is like a it's like a comparison. It's like a counterpart to Metropolis and Metropolis, and it's shit basically. So next, we'll do Scorch. This one is a Spyro 2 as well. This one is found in. I should really be saying where these are from, but anyway, what areas these are from. But anyway, this one is also in Autumn Plains. This one is in like Midnight Mountain, Winter Tundra. But B is a good place to put it because I like this level a lot. Even the genie even the genie challenge, which is the hardest challenge of in Autumn Plains in my opinion. It's not too difficult in the original games, in my opinion. Also, I like the idea of helping Hunter knock monkeys into a barrel that obviously cannot hold all those monkeys, but apparently they do. Also, the way he comes up to is like, the monkeys have escaped from Avalar Zoo. I'm like, cool, but how the fuck they get to Scorch? But yeah, this is where you also meet Hansel and Gretel in this level. But yeah, the one thing that the Reignited trilogy does that really pisses me off is how they censor the guns, because all the time, like, there's a later level that I'll explain soon. This one here, where like all of the Norks where I have like assault rifles and they have grenades and whatnot, and this one's similar, where they have rifles. In this one they replaced it with goo sort of launchers, like Nerf darts almost, and this one they replaced with like overly long slingshots, and that pisses me off a little bit, because why would you? I understand the climate we're in, but why would you censor the guns in a cartoony game such as this? I mean, you're talking about the people who are going to buy these games in the Reignited trilogy are the people who grew up with the games. So we are the generation that grew up with things like Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes and whatnot. So why do you have the need to censor them? What, because one kid might get the wrong idea and buy a firearm? Yeah, sure. Yeah, an 8-year-old's going to walk down the fucking street and buy a firearm. Yeah, that's going to make sense. But anyway, I'm not going to get too political in this video. But anyway, what is next? I think we're going to go Skilo's Badlands. Yeah, Skilo's Badlands. We're going to have that in A. Skilo's Badlands is a great level. It's a somewhat longish level, but it is great. It's great. I love prehistoric levels. Can't help it. It's like full of bones of dinosaurs and shit like that. Everything's on fire essentially. Like there's even like an enemy that is actual fire. So I love, like, I don't know if the original did this because I never tried, but the Reignited trilogy, basically the guy at the beginning, the caveman at the beginning, he basically gives you a challenge. It's sort of like, I bet my brother that you could get through couldn't get through all the Badlands without getting singed. And like in the Reignited trilogy, if you got to the end portal without getting hit once, you get like a skill point or something. Yeah, you get a skill point. I don't know if the original did that, but I might load it up like sometime and try it. But yeah. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention in Enchanted Towers. In Skiller's Badlands, you meet one of the cavemen, and you're like, oh, you need to like my friend's not feeling so good. You need to go find his bones. So I'm like, okay, I'll go get his bones and everything. He does a dance, but in the Reignited trilogy, he does like a Fortnite dance, like the floss, I think it's called. Yeah. You also find the same dude in here, so essentially you have to go through that fucking dance twice. But yeah, in the original, it was actually kind of funny because he did like the whole John Travolta shit. But yeah, no, it's a good level. It's a good level. Also, the first level you have the invincibility power up to walk on the lava to get to a little side bit. But yeah. I think next we'll do a Speedway. I think we're going to do Country Speedway, and this one fits in C, and that's where it belongs, in my opinion. If it would be a lot lower if it wasn't for that, for the really cool challenge you do with it, because as per all Speedway levels in Spyro 3, not only do you also get to like do normal thing and challenge all the inhabitants to a race. If you find Hunter in the level, you can do a secret mission, and you know you do the secret mission, and this is basically a variation on like just like fighting a secret Hunter's secret war against the UFO sheep and space cows. Yeah, and in this level you're literally just flying around on a jetpack and shooting shit with a laser pistol. Yeah, that's as crazy as it got back then, my god. But yeah, well, there's not much more I can say on that. It's a Speedway level. Speedway levels are mostly always great, so we'll continue on from that. Actually, I can't believe I didn't do this one straight after Skiller's Badlands. It's Crystal Glacier. We'll put that one there as well. These two are pretty damn good. These are counterparts to each other. I think a lot of the Spyro 2 levels, especially in Autumn Plains, is basically they're basically dualities of each other. So you've got Skiller's Badlands is basically prehistoric times, and then you've got Crystal Glacier, which is Ice Age times. And it's more or less the same people, people in the levels. It's just, these are like caveman times, and then these are like Iceman times. But yeah, this one's brilliant. It's brilliant, this one. It's got better side missions than this one, in my opinion. Because you have to save a village from these like green spider things, like they're called collections or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, and then you got also there was one other level. Oh yeah, and then you also got to help some like one of the Icemen dude people find his snow puppy. It's like a snow leopard puppy. It's adorable. You got to feed him too. Man, good times. But what's next? I see Speedway, I think this was called. Yeah, we'll do this one. This one goes into B. Icy Speedway is probably one of the, I think is the best Speedway in Autumn Plains, and I think Spyro 2 in general, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say that it is the best Speedway in Spyro 2. It's actually, I find this level a lot easier in Spyro 2 than I do in the Reignited trilogy of Spyro 2. Mainly because of the secret Challenger Hunter, where you're basically like just going through hoops and stuff. But yeah, it's similar. Reason I like this is similar reason to this and this one. Just because of like the blues and the how bright it is and whatnot. It's actually lovely. And this one actually, funny enough, it looks like it's going into dusk, and I like that a lot. But yeah, it's like it's just even got like Nessie's children apparently, or actually I should say, probably Nessie's ancestors. But yeah, nothing more I can really say on that one, except for how good it is. But we will move on, because we don't really want to be spending all night doing this now, do we? What is next? I think Town Square. We'll do Town Square next. Town Square. Where can I put you, Town Square? I don't want to put you in C. I feel you're a little bit better than that. But I don't think you're as good as B. Nah, fuck it. I'll keep you in B. Town Square is probably the level you fight before Toasty if you're doing them in the correct order in Spyro 1. And Town Square is like a nice contrast from Stone Hill and Dark Hollow. But I would say it's a bit too short for my liking. I wish it was just a little bit longer in my opinion. Yeah, you also, like, if it was... I'd probably rate it lower if it wasn't for a couple of things of the level and the fact that it has a thief in it, and that increases the value of his level a little bit, because I like chasing thieves, you know. Where's Treetops? Treetops also has thieves in it. They just don't have eggs. They have treasure, and I like fighting the dragon eggs. So yeah, we'll keep that one there. I don't think there's much more I can say on that one. No, there's nothing much more on Town Square. That's how short it is. But yeah, yeah. What next? You see, like, I've been doing all these levels for the ones that I know the names of, and I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting to levels where I don't actually know the name of them. Oh god, that's a way. Well, we'll do this one because I know the name of this one at least. It's Haunted Tomb, and it goes in F. I hate this level with an absolute passion. I love Egyptian stuff, and I am so sad that this is the level they chose for an Egyptian sort of themed level. The only thing that stops it from being the absolute worst level in all three Spyro games is the fact there's an Agent 9 mission that's a top-down shooter, and I wish there was more of that. I wish it was on that than just first person all the time. But you know, design decisions back in the day, you know, yeah. I think the reason I don't like it as much is because of the is because of the tank mission during it. The tank side mission was just bullshit back in the day. They really improved it in Reignited Trilogy in my opinion, but then made the sliding challenge worse. I find the sliding challenge easier to do in Spyro 1, and I don't know why. Oh well, you know, you gain some, you lose some, but yeah, whatever. What is next? What shall we do? I think I think this is the last Speedway. I think after the Speedway we've only got flight levels after this, haven't we? I'm just having a look now for everybody. Yep, this is the last Speedway, and then we've only got a few flight levels, and we're back onto the normal levels again. Mushroom Speedway. It's going to be. Mushroom Speedway. What can I say? I like how bright it is. I like the idea that feels like you've been shrunk. Because all the insects in this area are huge, and this world is basically inhabited by insects. Although comparatively, unless the UFOs later have been shrunk as well, they are basically of a comparable size, but whatever. This is the first Speedway you find in Spyro 3, and probably the one you find out, oh, I can race against the inhabitants of this world. In this one you race butterflies. But yeah, but this one here is probably unless I don't think, no, I didn't. Yeah, no, this one is arguably, in my mind, the best hunter mission, because you're going to his plane and you're basically like doing like not dogfights as such, but chasing down and shoot, and basically going like all full shoot to kill and like search and destroy all the UFO sheep in the area. But funny thing is, do you remember like a few minutes ago how I was talking about the censorship of guns in the Reignited trilogy? Well, this level, you're in a plane, you're shooting down UFOs, fine. But in this level, it sounded more like lasers. But then, when they did the Reignited trilogy, they sounded like actual guns. So, how does that work? But whatever. Whatever. We should not dwell on the point. I was going to put this off a little bit more, but Bentley's Outpost or Outlook or whatever. I don't like this level, but which one should I put it in, E or F? I'll put it in E because at least it's a little bit fun. This is the level where you're introduced to Bentley the Yeti, and Bentley is the worst played character in this game, and I'm pretty sure a good 90%-95% of Spyro 3 players would agree with me. He's slow, he dawdles about, you know. Yes, he hits hard, but the tracking on his club is a little bit iffy, you know. Also, like everything to do with Bentley. I like the idea that he's this big lumbering sort of thing. I think he's like actually really intelligent, like Oxford level intelligent. Like I have consumed a dictionary, like levels of intelligence. But yeah, no, I don't like to play as him. And all the side missions that you use Bentley, you are at the behest of Bartholomew, his younger brother, who I might add is the most insufferable little twat I have ever seen in a Spyro game ever. Even if he wasn't there for the what was it? For the it was a boxing mission later on. My God. Whoever came up with that boxing mission needs to be strangled, I swear to God. But yeah, no, even if he had nothing to do with that, I'd still hate him. And it made him even more dickish and like that sort of deal in the Reignited trilogy, because he's always playing on his phone, the little git. But anyway, speaking of that, of the boxing level, because I feel like we should get over it, is Frozen Altars. I think it's Frozen Altar, but yeah, we'll put that there in F. I hate this level with a passion as well. I do not like it. I like the whole aesthetic of it and how the lighting and whatnot, and the fact you're using lasers and shit like that. But the inhabitants are not too bad either. I like how they sound. They sound pretty cool in the original, but not being reignited. But the boxing mission is the reason I hate this level with a passion. I mean, the cat hockey is not good either. But the boxing mission makes me want to like tear my hair out. I swear to God. And they only made it worse than the Reignited trilogy. They didn't even fix it. I swear, like if I had like no experience with the Ready to Rumble games back on the PS1, I probably would have never ever 100% in Spyro 3 back in my youth, but anyway, whatever. Anyway, enough about Spyro 3, let's go back to Spyro 1, and I think we should do Clifftown, which is a comparatively good level. It goes in A in my opinion. Clifftown. I have fond memories of Clifftown. I have really fond memories. I really do like Clifftown. I love how when you get to the top of it, you can basically glide anywhere, and yeah, there's basically nothing more I can say on that. I love the verticality of it, and I love that it's kind of like almost like exploring in a sense, the exploration of it. But yeah, Anyway, we're gonna go into a flight level next, and I feel it's this flight level, but I can't remember its name. Any levels I don't remember, I will do a little asterisk at the bottom and tell you what the names are for this level. Although I do remember them a lot, I just don't remember their names. This one goes in D because I don't like. In the original games, I did not like. I got really nervous whenever you got close to the floor and got to the water, because the water in this game would just fucking, well, it would kill you anyway, a lot, or at least hurt you. But in these, it was just like you have to start again, and yeah, too many resets. That's all I'm gonna say. Too many resets. Anyway, next one, I do know this one is Crystal Islands, and Crystal Islands is probably, I'll put in C because it's probably got the best Bentley mission in this game, in Spyro 3. Yeah. But the funny thing is, of all the levels, this is the one I remember the least. Probably for good reason, because I don't really remember much of it. There probably wasn't a lot of it in the first place. Oh no, I do remember it. Oh no. No, I'm putting it in D because I just remember one of the missions. There is. Do you remember the slidey bit I was talking about in this area, in this the haunted tomb? There's a longer version of this one, and you can actually fall off. Like a lot hard. It's a lot easier to fall off than this one. Yeah. Yeah, no. I put it in straight into D. No. Yeah. So anyway, like, lesson learned: don't have wizards don't have wizards in your world, because they'll just fuck up everything and fuck up the ecosystem of crystals. But anyway, we're doing another bonus level. I'll probably do like both the other bonus levels just to get them out of the way. But anyway, we've got Dragon Shores, the level that Spyro was trying to get to since the beginning of Spyro 2. And in all honesty, I'm going to put it in D as well, because there isn't a lot to do in Dragon Shores, in my opinion. I mean, the activities you can do is fun, the ones that actually involve you doing something. Like my favourite being the roller coaster, and I'm sure it was everyone else's favourites too, because it's the one that you do a lot more than anything else. And essentially the goal of Dragon Shores is to basically get enough tickets to go in the theatre where you basically watch all the cutscenes again. But yeah, what can I say? It's nice that the Norks have integrated themselves with being Dragon Society, and they're no longer at war. Turns out Nasty Nork was probably a dictator, but yeah. And we'll do the final one, which is literally just called the Super Bonus Round. I swear, Insomniac got really fucking lazy when it came to this level. But funny enough, this goes into C. This is like the best of the 3 levels, I think. Where did I put the other one? Oh no, it's in B. Okay, yeah, I'll put it in B as well then, because in my opinion, this one is slightly superior to the original ones because there's a lot more to do. The side missions you do are some of the best in the game. Like the submarine mission, which you find in the Lost Fleet, which is this level here, and you fight the sorceress again in this level. I just wish I actually gave it a name. It's basically the equivalent of putting like of putting like, I don't know, like bottom text, you know, or name here, that sort of shit. But anyway. Yeah, there's not more I can say about that. You're basically you're basically defeating thieves again. So the last time you find the thieves in this series, and you don't ever see them again really into the Reignited trilogy, which is a shame. But yeah, also the sorceress again is like the easiest boss in Spyro 3. I hesitate to say the easiest in the whole of Spyro games, because I'm pretty fucking sure that Toasty is easier in terms as a boss. But yeah, it is really fucking easy to defeat the sorceress again. She literally just flies there and dies. That's all she does. Yeah, that's all the all the bonus levels done. So just might as well get rid of like finish this one. I don't remember what this flight one is called either. I don't know if this one was called Night Flight or anything. But yeah, I think it's called Night Flight because I think this one is in the what do you call it? The Beastmaker's overworld. And I'm gonna put this one in C. I was gonna put it in D, but I think in C is a really good place for it because at least this one is a bit more vibrant than the rest of the Beastmaker's stuff. In my honest opinion. Yeah, unless... Hold on. No. I don't know if that is in the Beastmaker's. It's in the Beastmaker's world or it's in the Dreamweavers. I'll add a little, like I said, I'll put a little annotation at the bottom to correct myself after I research it afterwards. As if I could have researched it anyway. But anyway, we've done all of the... Have we done all the flight levels now? No, we haven't. This one is called Crystal Flight. Crystal Flight is in the Peacemaker's world, and this goes into sea as well because of how beautiful it looks as well. Like this one is nice and beautiful as well. They're basically the same, if not like the layout's a little bit different. But yeah, not much more I can say on that one, and we will move on quite as swift. Where it is next? We might as well do Lost Fleet. No, we won't. We'll do Agent 9's lab. I think it's lab or it's like island or something like that. But yeah, this one goes into B. I feel because Agent 9 is like either my second or third favourite character to play in this game. He is, as a monkey should be, spastic, kooky and hyper all of the time with a laser blaster. Absolutely love it. Music is a little bit annoying, but I do love the whole idea of just shooting the shit out of some Rhymox. But yeah, and that's much more I can say on it, and basically there's not much we can say beyond on his levels, on his like side missions either, because apart from one or two of them, they're not that good. But anyway, basically not really utilising Agent 9 as good as they should do. But yeah, anyway, next we're going to do Dino Mines, and that goes into E. Not quite F, because at least the western aspect of it, aesthetic, with the dinosaurs does make me crack up a little bit. But yeah, I just find this level just a little bit boring, and I kind of dread it every time I go into it. In the Reignited trilogy, it gives me another reason to dread it because of the how Spyro controls underwater in a certain bit. I literally have to aim to like aim charge at a couple of the underwater like dino bandits or whatever they're called. Yeah. And it has like a really annoying like mineshaft bit where you have to avoid shit. Yeah, basically what this level does, except worse. But yeah, that's it. That's all it has. Now another reason I put in game. But yeah, anyway, Dark Passage. Dark Passage we'll do next because I actually know the name of this one and I actually enjoy this one. So we'll put this one into A. Because this is the reason why I always look forward to, well, one of the two levels I always look forward to whenever I get to the Dreamweavers overworld in Spyro 1. This one I love the idea of. Basically, things in the dark being scarier than you think, because the falls in this level hold lanterns. You flame them or hit them, they basically turn into a bright lantern. And the enemies of this, there are 3 enemies in this, if you don't count the falls. You've got these red archer dudes that look a little bit like devils. Then you've got these hounds, and then you've got these armored, they're more like puppies, and then you've got these armored turtles, that's the word, not tortoise, well, tortoise would be right. Yeah, they're not formidable by themselves, but when we're in the dark, the puppy's turning into hellhounds, and the turtles turning into like the big armored demon turtles in a sense. So yeah, it's literally turn the light on and they are not formidable, but as soon as the light is off, it's a lot scarier. And I love that. I love that idea of it so much. But yeah, moving swiftly on, because we have been recording for an hour and 40 minutes so far. My God, I spend way too long talking about these. But since we were talking about that was Sunny Beach, I forget what this one's called, and this is terrible because this is a great level. In fact, this one goes into A as well. Like I said, I like beach levels, but I find Sunny Beach to be much more. I think I know Seashell Shore. Seashell Shore. I swear that's what it's called, or something along those lines. But yeah, you know what? No, keep it in A. It's very close to S. If it wasn't for the little sort of like tubey sort of thing, like the mines in Dino Mine, where you have to go in the water and you have no control of your character other than where you place them. So then you have to, but in this one you have to get all the Rhinox in the tunnel, and this one you just have to survive basically. This one's a bit easier obviously because it's in the first overworld, but yeah. Oh, and now another reason I put it so high up the list. This is where you fight your first mini boss, which is Bluto, and in where is it? In Aquaria Towers. In Aquaria Towers, there is a bit where you have to buy a submarine off of money bags, like in the shape of a metal shark. Bluto's submarine looks like the exact same submarine we bought off money bags in Spyro 2, and we destroy it in Spyro 3, and I love that so much. Basically, anytime I get to fuck over money bags is good for me. But yeah. It's a great level, nice and sunny, you know, I love beaches, as I said before. Anyway, we'll continue on. We'll finish off the Sparks levels and doing like back to back. So, this is Spider Town, and this goes into C. It's a nice place for it, in my opinion. And I think the only distinguishing factor of this level is the final boss. It's the boss at the end of it, not the final boss, but the boss at the end of it. As you can see, it's a giant spider. It's a spider queen. It's the exact same spider you'd find in Mushroom Speedway, and it spawns out basically the tiny spider mobs that you've been fighting for the entire level. And then she'll spin around and she'll do that again, and she does that ad nauseum until she explodes. So yeah, that's what you do. It's possibly the most annoying one in this the most annoying Sparks boss in this game. But yeah, anyway, we'll do the last Spyro level, and this one is a much superior one because I love the fact that you're going through a tiny little factory that the sorceress has created to take Sparks down. She created a robot insect army to take down a dragonfly. Amazing. And that goes especially well for her because this level is a piece of cake. And I do love the boss at the end of it. It's basically 2 robot centipedes. Centipedes, excuse me. Centipedes are creepy in real life, but I do like the awesome design of them. But anyway, next, Bamboo Terrace. This one's just meh, in my opinion. Excuse me. It's just meh. Yeah, goes in C. Not much I can say about it really, apart from how nice it looks. Yeah, there's like literally nothing more I can say on it, you know. Just some lackluster side missions of pandas. I do like the oriental feel to it because it's basically China. And yeah, there's a Bentley mission in it, what can I say? Can you tell I don't like Bentley? But yeah, next. One of these is Wizard Peak, and I can't remember which one it is. I think it's this one is Wizard Peak. Yeah, so anyway, this is Wizard Peak, and this one goes in B tier, because you know, it's wizards. You're on a peak, and yeah. The wizards summon enemies, and you gotta destroy them. And there's like a little side path you can go on to get more treasure and whatnot. It's a really intricate level, and I do enjoy it. But anyway, we will move swiftly on from that because I have nothing more to say about that. And then we will do Haunted. I think this is like Haunted Castle or something like that. Yeah, this is Haunted Castle. So we put that in C. No, we put it in B. Yeah, we'll keep it in B. Because it's too short in my opinion, but I love the idea behind it. You've got like you've got Norks in this level that throw grenades at you. Yeah, fine. That makes no sense, but okay, they're Norks. They like their technology. But then you've also got wizards that basically summon empty suits of armor. Well, resurrect empty suits of armor. Well, not resurrect, is he? Excuse me, not even a good word for it. So I say rise a suit of armor to take you down, essentially. You can either there is a supercharged power up that you can use in the level to destroy them, or there are a couple of fairies in there, in and around the level, to destroy them, because you need to destroy it. In Spyro 1 and 3, you had to defeat all the enemies to get all the treasure. But inside the castle, if you do it right, and you're fast enough, you can get an infinite super flame power up to destroy all of the empty suits in the level, which is brilliant, because then you don't have to keep running to the other fairies. But anyway, yep, good level. It's a good level. Anyway, we'll do next. We'll do Lost Fleet. Lost Fleet, I'm afraid, goes into D. It's not a great level. I've never really liked Lost Fleet. I don't like I like the idea behind the acid water, but I don't like I don't like the idea of swimming in it, using invulnerability, because it always makes me tense, and it never makes me learn the route of the rivers to get all the treasure. I usually do it through blind luck and happenstance. The only good thing about this level is the fact there's a submarine mission, as like this one does as well. There's a submarine mission, and I always find that fun. Always do. It's under acid water again, and you can explore it using like an invulnerability power up. But at least there, it's literally just like an arena type deal, so then you never really get lost. It also has a racing section, which it does worse than the super the super bonus round, because there you're fighting Yetis on an actual course. This one is just, you know, it's not very good, basically. But anyway, we'll just swiftly move on. Oh dear. Well, I'm going to get to move on, don't I? We'll do this one. I can't remember what this is called. It's called something Plaza, but yeah, this one is also D. I never really liked this level as a first sort of level. I always like to try and skip this one and go to Cloud Spires, which is this one here. And I'll do that one next, actually. Yeah, even as much as it's a good, I like the Sheila mission in this. It's not a very good one, and the skateboarding introduction was cool. But there's those two things about a whole level that is just a bit boring, in my opinion. It's just me. I like Romans and everything, but it's a bit meh, basically. Anyway, we'll go Mystic Marsh next, and that goes right there as well. I don't know what Mystic Marsh is supposed to be, if that makes sense. I kind of understand, in a sense, that it's supposed to be just sort of like an unexplored like part of the world, where great explorers have possibly never returned, that sort of deal. But yeah, you got wizards, and then you got rhino snails, and you got it just seems a bit out of like. It just seems a bit off kilter, if that makes sense. Also, I don't like the the things you have to chase in this level. That's just a bit too fast, in my opinion. If you slow them down just a tad, I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But other than that, trying to find the Professor's Pencil is always a fun time. But anyway, next we've not got many left, and we'll power through these. We will do Icy Cavern, I think this is called. Yeah, Icy Cavern. This one goes straight to S. I love Icy Cavern. Icy Cavern is a great. This is like the epitome of cold in the level, and it's what I always look for. It's like if there's ever a cold level, the sort of thing I always look to Icy Cavern, because it's the music, the atmosphere, the level design, the enemies in the level, and it's just like, I swear as well, when I play the level, there's like a slight echo to it as well, and it's like, it always makes it feel like in a cave. But yeah, also there's one thing I do love, is that this is the first time you find, well no it's not, sorry, it's Dark Hollow, you find like giant Morks in armor, but this one they're like fully armored. So you're like, oh shit, how am I supposed to defeat them? Well, you knock them off, but because the floor is slippery. And I think that was cool. That's like innovative for the time. But yeah, also there's like a little area like to the side here somewhere where it has like three lives, and like there's like 1, 2, 3 lives, and I can never work out how to get there. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll work out how to get there. But anyway, next we will do the. Oh no, this is also Speedway. I completely forgot about this. I thought we were done with them, but no. Harbour Speedway. We'll put that in C because just a little quick thing here. This is probably my favourite race. I don't know why. Probably the track or how it's done or whatnot, but it is cool. Don't like the whole look of it though, because I find it a bit too dull, although that makes sense because it's supposed to be like a harbour. Harbours always seem to be dull and drab. But the hunter mission in this is a bit lackluster as well, but other than that, it's a solid level, and it should stay there basically. And I said I was going to do Cloud Spires after this one, but yeah, we'll do that now. Cloud Spires we'll put into B because, excuse me, Cloud Spires could have been higher if the level had a bit more to it. Because yes, I understand they basically make the weather, but and I understand that like yes, it's really awesome to creating a sun with sunglasses. Hell yeah, and waking the what do you call it? The rain cloud to rain. But the rest of the level is a bit not there, if that makes sense. It's a bit empty. Empty, yeah, I would say that. It feels a little bit empty, but at least it's better than I had it earlier. Than the other one. Yeah, than this one. That's the one. But yes, next of all, next would be I forget what this one is called as well. but this one goes into D, mainly because of the Jack and the Beanstalk thing it does with it. Even the Sergeant Bird mission doesn't really save it from getting higher. I never really look forward to that level. I just find it's a little bit out of place for Evening Lake. But oh well, what are you gonna do? You get some good levels that's supposed to stay there, and you don't get as good ones. But oh well, that's what you get. I think next we'll do Lofty Castle. Lofty Castle, I think, goes to B because I always find intriguing. It's kind of a little bit trippy in my opinion because you got these like weird sort of platypus ducks flying around and shit, and you got the giant armored Norks you find in Dark Hollow just floating about on balloons. It's a really trippy and fun level. I love it. Where you basically save fairies to make whirlwinds. Yeah, great level. Next. Next. I think this one, but I can't remember what this is, but I do know the reason I remember it. Well, first of all, it's going in A. I'll put it in A because I really enjoy the... I think this is the level I'm thinking of, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay, we'll put it here. Because this is the one with those really weird sort of yellow, like, spidery beast things. Not the armored spiders, but the yellowish ones that the magic peoples ride on. I can't remember what the level was called. Again, I'll put the annotation at the bottom. But I find them cute in a really weird way. I'm sure other people have said it too, but I just find them really bloody cute. But yeah, there's not much more I can say on that one, you know. But yeah, next. Oh god, all of these now. Apart from this one, Shady Oasis, the rest of these more or less I can't remember what they're called. Well. Malk Cove and then Malk something or other, but I can't remember the others. Anyway, so this one goes into B, in my opinion. To B or not to B? Yeah, Shady Oasis is another one of those levels where it's not. It doesn't really have a lot, but I always enjoy it. I think it's mainly because of the idea of a baby hippo eating one berry and then suddenly becoming massive because of a magic berry tree, and then later on one of them is just sort of like gorging themselves. All the berries have gone, and he's just sort of like, it wasn't me. It was obviously him. But yeah, no, you have to come back for this mission because you have to get the head stomp ability you get in that you get in Winter Tundra to save not him, but someone who looks exactly like him's brother. But yeah, anyway, we're on the last 9 levels, so we're almost there, guys. So we go Magma Cone. I remember this one now. Magma Cone goes into A, definitely. I love Magma Cone. Magma Cone has one of my favourite what do you call them? Challenges in. It's one with the crystal popcorn, and I don't know why I love that mission so much. Like challenging Hunter just to collect crystal popcorn, and it always makes me hungry because I always fancy popcorn right afterwards. And also the whole contrast of this level is really intriguing to me because, you start off in one area at the beginning. And it's sort of like this the dull sort of grassy area, something similar to something similar to this one. And then you sort of like as you progress through the level, it gets sort of like a little darker, a little more orangey, a little more lavery. But then when you do that mission with Hunter, you're suddenly in like a sort of like really light, this like dark, sort of like vibrant blue cave. It's a really good contrast to it. Yeah, I still enjoy this level despite the fact of those lava things, those lava monsters stealing the hats, and you have to grab them. But anyway, next we'll do Malk Cove. Yes. Anyway, sorry for the small interruption there. Okay, so next, as I was saying, Malk Cove. Malk Cove. I feel that we should put this as a little bit of deliberation. Put this into C because there's really not much I can say about it. You know, so like I said before, it's the first level within Nasty's world that you go into, and you actually have to do those in order of operation, because otherwise, you know, otherwise, how the fuck did you manage it? Let's put it that way. But yeah, not much I can say about it. You just go from A to B, and you find out that the Norks love their technology. So yeah, next is Nork something. I can't remember what this is, and this one is a much better level in my opinion. Actually, I feel it goes in A because I love how it's like almost Twilight. It kind of feels like a progression of the days, actually. You know, it's like you got sort of like the sun's starting to go down in this one. Next one, the sun is almost like it's like blood red in the sky. The sun is pretty much like on the verge of going under. Then you got Nasty's. There you got Nasty Malk itself, the world, the place where he hangs out, and it's actually night. So yeah, so it always feels like for day then to night. Like I said, this one actually had Norks with assault rifles and assault rifles and grenades, and then they took that out in the Reignited trilogy. But yeah, also there's like a little sort of like a little like what do you call it? Mystery bit, you know, a hidden bit where you use a bridge with a supercharge ramp bit to get to, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun that level. Just shame they changed it so much in a Reignited trilogy, gave them goo guns instead. But yeah, okay, so thing is called Mystic Temple or something along those lines, and this one goes into D because I never did much care for this level. I think there's only like two things I liked about this level. Is the freeze breath power up, because and it's the only world you get it, which makes sense because this world is inhabited by wizards. And the second one is the Oriental feel to it. I don't know why, I just like Oriental feel, the Oriental designs of things in the Spyro games. But yeah, despite the Oriental, you know, you're taking down warlocks and shit like that. And I think the biggest letdown of this level is basically like doing a mission for an agent or someone who believes he is an agent, basically like following him, like tailing him to his base without getting caught. And I feel Reignited Trilogy made this much easier because in the original he could see you through fucking trees. So yeah, no, never a fun time. I don't know how speedrunners do it half the time, but anyway. Now, these last five levels, I cannot remember their names. And I probably said this one earlier in the level, but earlier in the video, but I cannot remember this one for the life of me. Anyway, so excuse me. We'll do this one first. This one goes into C in my opinion, because I can't remember its name, but I do remember the level. In fact, I remember all four of his levels, all five of them, but I just can't remember his names. The only good thing about No, that's a lie. I think okay, I'll go and list the bad things about this level first of all. Okay, so essentially there's only really one type of actual bad guy in this level, is the Earth Shapers. The rest of the enemies of this level is basically a tree and a bush, and that's it. You know, there is many of these trees and many of these bushes, but other than that, it is basically the the Earth Shapers. And you need to defeat them in that way. What else was the bad things? Oh yeah, that fucking alchemist mission, I swear to God. Okay. If anyone knows Spyro 2, you'll know this fucking alchemist mission. He takes the most wonky, janky ass fucking path to Hunter, it was he who turned his boots into stone in the first place. So you have to follow his stupid path just to break the stone. When, in all honesty, I think the same result could have happened if Hunter had just waited a little while and then Spyro came back with the head bush power up. But yeah, no, the mission afterwards is not too bad though, because Hunter basically sort of like, okay, so we're basically going to be hunting Earthshapers now. I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, other than that, oh, and it does have a super speed puzzle in this level as well. But yeah, the good things about this level though is basically how you get into the temple to leave the level. You basically have to save all the satyrs, and they basically use the power of their bagpipes to shatter the stone around the temple that the Earth Shapers have constructed around it. But yes. Okay, so next is this level, and I believe this is the one I thought it was earlier, and this one goes up here because I love the like I said before, I do like what do you call them, super, like, not super, flight and flight levels and I'm trying to find my words here. Doesn't help it's 1:30 in the morning right now. And speed and yeah, those levels basically. Yeah, but what I also like is the supercharged puzzles as well. Because like I said in Treetops, I like the puzzles. I like those puzzles themselves. So you essentially use that to get around the level. But unlike other levels, this level, if you fall down into the ravine, you don't die. At a certain point, the angels? No, the fairies will pick you up and take you back. And essentially, you have to go a separate route. Because if you go the route that's in front of you, you will be set upon by giant armored spiders. So you essentially have to work a way around them, or you brave it and then find the fairy inside that gives you a super flame power up, and then you kill them. But anyway, this one next. I feel this one is called Misty Bog. I think I remember the name of this one. And this one goes into F tier because of those goddamn killer frogs. I'm pretty sure everyone who's played the first game knows of the despair of the blue frogs. These things will kill you, will hit you slightly outside the hitbox of your flame attack. And if you try and charge them, they'll hit you with their tongue attack anyway. And when they croak at you, it just looks like they're just mocking you. So, and then later on, because there's also knocks in this level that have armored shields and knives. There's an entire room full of Norks and those blue frogs, and then they will shoot through the Nork to hit you. You flinch, get some iframes, kill that one, but then the Nork will be slightly within your hitbox and hit you and slice you with a knife, and then you're beset upon like a plate of spaghetti in front of Lady and the Tramp. But yeah, no, I don't really like that level as much as others. And as it shows, it's an F tier because it's a piece of garbage. This one, I can't remember the name of this level, and it's such a travesty because it goes in A. It's such a good level, though. Such a good level. I honestly feel like a Tomb Raider doing this level. And so do the developers, apparently, because there is a big old reference to... This whole level is basically a reference to Tomb Raider. And, hell, the NPC you find later is literally called Tara. And she is basically a anthropomorphic mouse version of Lara Croft. But yeah, no, the level's nice and bright. It looks a bit cheerful. It has like a nice adventurous like feel to it. And then later on, there's like an underwater bit with Hunter, and you have to, and there's like a fairly good mission where you're basically doing a search and destroy underwater mission, like basically destroying and defeating Rhinox on robot sharks that they have somehow tamed. Such a good level, such a good level. I just can't remember what it's called. And then this one, the last one, I can't remember. Again, I can't remember what this level is called. And this one goes into C because, yeah, I don't like the greens of the level. I don't like how the level is done. But I do like the tank people in this level, though. Tank people are pretty funny. Especially when you hit them, they're like, or sort of whatever. But yeah, that's it. Yep, that is all 80 levels done in about 2 hours and 11 minutes. Jesus fucking Christ, I am so sorry, everybody. So yeah, so anyway, these are how the levels have been constructed in my own personal opinion. Feel free to rearrange this however you want, but for me, the S tiers are Fireworks Factory, Glimmer, Dark Hollow, Sunny Beach, and I think it's called Icy Caves or like Icy Cavern or something like that. And for the F tier, we have Zephyr, Blowhard, Haunted Tomb, Frozen Altars, and Misty Bog. But yes, well, that's the end of the video. I'm sure people are rejoicing at that. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a good day or night if you're watching this at night. And I will see you in the next video.